Hello, hello. I hope I find everyone very, very well today. Before we get started, let's go ahead and get the usual out of the way. Remember, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. The energies here can either be coming directly from you, happening to you, or they can concern or regard a person that is involved within your situation. If you'd like to book a private reading, go ahead and visit www.intuitiveperceptions.com to book your reading today. Okay, let's go ahead and pray over the decks and let's get started. Beloved God, I open all channels of light, north, south, east, and west. Guardian angels of the four directions, high councils who serve the law of one, holy pure ones, please anchor this space now in your divine consecration to provide Sagittarius with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant and or intended to be. Alright, Sag, we're coming into the reading with the Page of Pentacles reversed. Alright, Sag. So, in terms of traditional tarot, Sag, we have the Ace of Cups reversed, the King of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles reversed. So, over the Four of Swords reversed, we have the rune Gift. I haven't seen these cards here at the end. These are sort of your advice cards. So, let's hop into your reading here. You could be dealing maybe with a Virgo, possibly, or maybe an Earth sign. Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. Alright, Sag. So, this month, February 2018. What I got when I was shuffling, or as I was premeditating on your guys' spread here and your energy as a collective, is, oh shit, not again. That's what that's the little line that I got. And I'm also picking up on, Sag, that there's something that transpired. There is an event that transpired with a person, place, or thing that didn't go as planned. I kind of feel like there was an element of, it was like a double-edged sword in a sense I'm picking up here, given that swords is the only card in the center here, reversed for you so far. But I really feel like, regarding the double-edged sword, like you gained some satisfaction from it. But at the same time, you kind of realized that it wasn't really the right thing to do. That it kind of somewhat backfired on you. But that satisfaction felt so damn good though, right? It's like kind of to that extent I kind of feel here. And I feel, Sag, that through this experience with this person, place, or thing, I kind of feel that you have learned a valuable lesson. It was, I feel like it was Saturn at its finest right here. I want to say that you learned something as well as the other party or the other person, place, or thing learned as well. Something as well. Like it was like a double karmic hit in a sense. But I really do feel here that there was a hiccup, there was a mistake, there was something that was given or taken, like a little bit of both. And it pushed you into a moment of contemplation, really thinking about what happened, where it went wrong, where do you go from here, like all those questions that we tend to I should say, ask ourselves after an unfavorable situation. And I really do feel that this was sort of a blessing in disguise. I'm not sure about the other party or the other person, place, or thing, but for you, I feel like it was a gift in a sense, where it made you realize, or possibly something rose to the surface, or it came to the surface in terms of really needing some introspection, really seeing that sometimes we must think before we do sometimes. Now, I'm not discrediting the other party, person, place, or thing that led you to this point. But I really do feel that through this experience, there is some serious growth that's going to come from it. But it was a growth that kind of needed to happen already. It was a growth that was pending. It was a growth that was long overdue in terms of confronting it or facing it or dealing with it. You possibly maybe offered up I don't know why I'm picking up, Sag, like your cup of innocence in a sense, or giving up your innocence, your freedom. I'm really picking that up here too. Within the situation, like you lost some of your freedom, or you lost some of your being able to make your own decisions, something to that effect. I'm picking up here. And I am also sensing, Sag, that maybe this isn't realized yet, that this is going to come in time, that you're going to see that through this experience. And kind of, I don't want to say regardless of how it turns out or how it worked out, all in all, because I feel like you kind of were a little bit blindsided by it, but I really do feel that you're able to now add some stability to your life. This is going to allow you to really grow as a person and to really stay and be focused on the things that are important and not to entertain silly antics of other people, to not look at wanting revenge on other people. I don't know why I'm picking that up here too. That wanting that revenge sometimes isn't really worth it. Nothing ends up coming from it. But the satisfaction, I can't blame you for that a little bit. But then in the end, I mean, you may have kind of received what you kind of wanted from it in terms of an emotional satisfaction up to a certain point, in terms of maybe getting over on someone or confronting someone about something or something to that effect. But all in all, I mean, that was a moment in time, and it was an intermittent happiness. It was an intermittent desire that was fulfilled. But all in all, in the long run or in the long haul, I feel that it's the situation, person, place, or thing has now forced you to really look within and to no longer avoid looking within. And to also, I'm picking up, not displacing your own emotional feelings or insecurities or your own emotional dealings upon a different circumstance or upon a person, place, or thing. And it's kind of it's bittersweet. I really feel that here. And I'm also picking up here with the Page of Pentacles reversed that this was a slow process. It was something you didn't see. There was a stubborn aspect of you that didn't want to face this. When I say this, I mean this growth within you. But I feel that since we are going from the Page to the King, we're skipping the Knight. Now the Knight could possibly be here. But for now, these cards here, face up, we skip the night. So sometimes when I see that in a reading, I kind of conclude that apparently there was a skip step. But I feel as though that skip step is bringing you back home to yourself more, to really go within and really see that is it really worth it? Are the desires that we have that are possibly unfavorable, are they really worth it when we satisfy them? In this case, I feel that it was just a blessing in disguise. This always doesn't happen. And I feel like it was kind of meant to happen. Now, I'm not discrediting anyone's feelings that were involved in this or anyone's emotional turmoil, if that's the case. I'm not discrediting that. Nor am I saying that you nor anyone else deserve to go through it. But I just feel that it was kind of meant to happen. It was Saturn working. It was just one of those things. I mean, and all this green here, Sag, it's crazy. Green is life, you know? Green is vibrance. It's alive. Has life in it. Has water as well. Even though they're all pentacles pretty much here. There's cups here as well. But there's life in it. There's a vivacious substance to it. And I feel as though that's what's coming in for you. Really seeing that we find wisdom in the most unlikely places sometimes. But I really just feel like right now it may not seem like that. And it may not seem like this is even possible. But you do have the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles upright, which is great. But the emotion and the willingness to do it is reversed. So it's kind of like I'm concluding a little bit here that there was some negligence in approaching this. But Saturn kind of forced you to do it, you know? He was like, you ain't getting away with this one this time. And whatever the case may be for you in terms of how it transpires or how it has transpired, is going to be different from person to person given our, mercurial situations and circumstances. But this is really a blessing in disguise here. And I feel like, I don't want to keep repeating myself and beating a dead horse, but I really just feel like that's the main purpose or the main message of the reading here. That, we find wisdom in the most unlikely places. And sometimes we get pushed into situations where we think that our desires, let me say unfavorable desires, are fulfilled. But then our real true desire that we may hide from ourselves or not want to admit becomes fulfilled as well. And it's like a whoa, like a, that type of energy. We're like, oh man, I didn't see that happening. Where you're forced to really find the truth, Sag, within the situation and within yourself. Because your sign is all about the truth and finding the truth in things. Expansion of knowledge. The sign of Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So it's all about expansion of consciousness, expansion of the mind, expansion of overall consciousness in itself. And I feel like this is what's happening here. It's a gift that you may not see right now. Let's see. Okay, the Hermit. Nice. Could be dealing with the Virgo. Nine of Cups. Wow, okay, Sag. You got the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, both upright. Beautiful. Okay. You gained this beautiful upgrade of an intuition I'm picking up, and also you gained maybe a spiritual download as well. You were forced to walk into the cave. It's pitch black, but you walked out with that lantern. with the information that you needed or that you need to move forward. And it's interesting how the Hermit here is sort of looking at the King of Pentacles here. He's kind of looking at his feet a little bit. And when I see this, also the Nine of Pentacles too, when I see this, I kind of look at it as him looking at the journey that's ahead, the journey that is going to be found, the journey that is going to be stabilized, the journey that's going to be taken. Because I feel like it's not a destination here. It's the journey that counts. And I also feel here that you didn't see this coming, back to what I was saying about that originally, because the situation wasn't maybe favorable or wasn't maybe viable to begin with. But you ended with the Nine of Cups, which is really good. Surely unforeseen. Absolutely. But this is what happens when we dare to look within and we dare to have fearless intuition, in a sense. And yeah, this is like some Saturn/Uranus type of situation here, where Uranus is the planet of weird. Just weird stuff happens and unforeseen things happen. It's crazy. Uranus is interesting in itself. Okay, Eight of Swords here. And the Devil. Okay. Could be dealing maybe with the Capricorn. Or I think this is Saturn's energy here. You're going to come out of being trapped, I feel, Sag, regarding a situation, person, place, or thing. But I feel like right now you're still within this feeling of being trapped. The blindfold is slowly coming off. But you may still feel like this. Because, like I said, the journey. This is the journey. Now, doesn't mean that we'll necessarily meet the destination or there will ever be a destination. But I feel like the journey includes coming out of self-deprivation, self-infliction, coming out of that that martyr sense, coming out of that poor me, why am I in here? And I feel like the Eight of Swords had a little bit to do with this whole situation in terms of it pushing you to look forward or to look within and moving forward with it. And I feel like with the Devil card here, this is what we need to get rid of, because this is what's keeping you bound. This is what's keeping you trapped within your circumstance or situation or whatever it may be for you today. And we all must realize and also come to a conclusion that in order for us to be emotionally fulfilled with ourselves and to make ourselves emotionally fulfilled and to be there for ourselves emotionally, and to also be willing to have that acceptance and to also be open to receiving, we must recognize our shadow side. We must recognize those things about ourselves that push us into feeling trapped, that then prevent us from looking within. This is an interesting spread here. And I feel as though, Sag, that there's a lot more to the story. But since this is general, we can only kind of go so far with it. But I really just feel here that with the Devil card, it's now recognized. We see it now. Also, I'm picking up on fear. Fear of not being trapped, if that makes sense. Because there's something about being within a situation or staying bound to a situation where comfortability can come in or familiarity can come in. And we can get trapped in that familiarity, and that comfortability, and that complacency, because the confines of this circle within the swords is known. We know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen next. What's going to happen after that. We know how far or how deep we can go within the circumstance of being within the confines of being trapped, or of being within a situation that doesn't leave us many options, but we know what the options are. So it's kind of comfortability, if you kind of follow what I'm saying here, where I'm going with it. It's now time to release yourself from that. And I feel like you are, because you've already recognized what's going on here. This enlightenment was really what you needed. And the situation was like the last straw, in a sense, for like Saturn, where your soul's journey, where, saying enough is enough. Like, we need to now see what this is. We need to now address it, and we need to now move past it. But, Sag, when we recognize what it is that's holding us back, or when we recognize what the hindrance is, we're then held that much more in regard, in terms of not allowing that to happen again, or allowing that to come forward again, or to allow that to hinder us any longer. And if we do allow it to hinder us any longer, or I should say, if we allow it to hinder us from this point forward, after we recognized it, we know that there's something more to the story, in terms of the comfortability of the confines of being sort of trapped within a situation. We may then just like it. That could be the case. Not really sure, because this is general, and it's different from person to person. But just think about the liking part of it. Now, when I say like, it's not like you enjoy it, like you relish in it. Some of you maybe do, but when I say like, I mean the comfortability within it. Change is scary as hell. It's not fun. No one likes to go deep within. And the Hermit is a card that embodies really going deep within, and almost even secluding yourself from other people, or from environments, or secluding yourself and getting yourself away from the Devil card. We can't keep convincing ourselves that we're trapped within a situation, especially if we recognize what it is. Because that just means that we're very stubborn, and we just don't want to do it, or we don't want to look past that. We don't want to work on the issue. And hey, free will, but I don't see that really happening. I feel like there's some growth here, some realization, not just within yourself, stability-wise, but also within yourself, emotionally-wise. You need to get rid of this. All right, Sag, let's go ahead and pull Jesus card. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Okay. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Matthew 5:9. Sorry for the blurriness. It should clear up right now. And the second one is, forgive and you shall be forgiven. Luke 6:37. All right, Sag. See what I mean about where I was getting at, in terms of, I really didn't say the word forgive, but I feel like it was leaning towards that a little bit. In terms of forgiving yourself, forgiving the situation, forgiving yourself for allowing this to hinder you and to keep you down and to keep you trapped. Now, when I see this card for you, Sag, this is blessed are the peacemakers. It's blessed are the ones who make the correct decisions and who try and leave situations better than they find them. But in order to do that, Sag, in terms of leaving situations better than we find them or found them, we must be okay with ourselves. And I feel like you are going to with the Nine of Cups here and the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, that's badass in any reading to have. But a lot of it's going to come from forgiving. Maybe not forgiving the other party or whoever was involved within this situation or circumstance, or the person, place, or thing that was involved for you today, regarding your reason for or circumstance for watching this video today, or watching this reading, I should say, today. But forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be trapped. I feel like that's the best kind of conclusion here. And it's it may not be easy, Sag, to be the peacemaker or to be known as a peacemaker. But it's something that's going to be of value, of substance, when you don't have burdens on your back, and when things don't become burdensome, and when you choose to take the higher road. You know, like the Hermit card. Seeking that enlightenment, seeking that soulful growth. Knowing that there's work to be done, and being okay with messing up, and being okay with things not being perfect, and not beating yourself up when things don't go as planned. But I feel like the situation was sort of like that. It just went to the left, it went awry. But there was seriously some lessons here, some soulful lessons here. So it's all about forgiving, Sag. But forgiving yourself first before we can even forgive the other party, or the other person, place, or thing, you know? That's what God wants from you. Because you'll be a lot and a much happier person. Because to carry all that anger around, oh my God, it's so debilitating. It's so much work. There's something so freeing about, not something, it is so freeing, releasing that. Not allowing it to just hinder you anymore, to be at the fore of your mind, and to stay mad about stuff, you know? It's a lot of energy, Sag, to do that. Alright, Sag, that completes your reading, so check out Matthew 5 and Luke 6. There'll be something in there for you. You're alright, Sag, it's going to take some work, but let's recognize what this is. Because we don't want it to lead us here any longer, or to keep us here. But that's a choice. But the choice is yours to make, and only yours to make. You can't put it off on someone else. I'm not saying that you do that, but as humans, we tend to sometimes just do that. We have to take responsibility for our end of the deal. Because that's when change and soulful growth begins. And looking within to receive the gift that God has given you within this ordeal. Right, Sag? Keep up the work. It was a little bit of Uranus, Saturnus going on here, but it's all for soulful growth, and it's all about standing in your truth. All right, Sag? We'll see ya.